Yeah, it's CC, CEO. Wanna change your life? Come see me, yo. I'ma teach you how to build up wealth for your family, not just for yourself. I'm a bestseller, a house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a gold builder that could teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to pass your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst and watch it all psychology black-owned firm, but we ain't all black.
What's up, everybody? Good morning. It's the Girl Your Money podcast. It's your girl, Constance Carter. I am so excited. Y'all already in. Listen, I guess this is a topic that you guys want to talk about. And you know this is a dialogue, not a monologue. So I always love for you to talk back to me and talk black to me. Okay? So, put in the comments. This is a discussion. So I want to just kind of, because listen, I don't know all the answers. I do a little research before we start every day, but I don't know all the answers. So I want to get your feedback. We want to get your feedback. We want to know what's really good. We want to know what's really going on. So luckily today we got your girl back, Miss Tiara, and she got some really exciting stuff that we're going to talk about today. But I want to add, let me do my housekeeping. Okay. So every time we come live, remember always, go to text word Constance to 87948. Okay. So we want you to text Constance to 87948. I'm looking for the banner. Oh, I got new banners, Tiara. Look at, I got little personalized banners. See that? Text Constance to 87948. I need you to do that because every time I go live, you'll get notified, but also every time we have new training, every time we have something new coming out, I want you guys to be the first to know. So make sure you text Constance to 87948. Okay, that's first thing. Okay. Second thing is, I always love for you to tell us where you're watching from. Where are you hailing from? Where are you watching from? So I want to shout you out as always. I see Sophia from Stockton, California. What's happening, Sophia? Thank you for always being so loyal. But where's the rest of you guys from? And as you are telling me this, as you're putting it in the comments, always know that I need you to subscribe to Fly Nubian Queen if you're watching there, okay? If you're watching from Dr. Boyce Watkins, Black Excellence channel, make sure you subscribe over there too. But also, listen, these channels have like 500,000 subscribers. Constance Carter only has like 14,000. So I just need you to go over there and subscribe to Constance Carter's YouTube page as well, because I want to make sure that you receive all of my information, because I don't just go live, but I also put other valuable videos on my YouTube page, then on TikTok, and then on Facebook, and then on Instagram. You can find me everywhere. I am Constance Carter. Okay. You can follow me everywhere. I am Constance Carter. Now, before we get started, okay, wait. Let me go into South Carolina. What's up, South Carolina? What's up, Daytona? What's up, Dorian? What's up, Fort Worth? Okay, that's what's up. I love it. Louisville. Okay. I can't say Louisville. I gotta say Louisville, right? That's how Louisville. I don't know. Let's bring Tiara on so she could help us determine how we say Louisville. Tiara, what's up, Tiara?
Hey y'all. Good morning.
Do we say
Louisville?
Louisville?
That's how I heard it. Louisville.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Well, but why don't it technically it says Louisville.
Right. Right. I mean,
no L.
Right. Louisville.
Maybe the S is silent.
Okay.
Louisville. Or maybe they just
a little bit close to the mic. A little bit close to the mic.
Okay. All right. Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Are you good? You look good. You clear and everything.
Hey,
what's up? You in the gym today?
I know. I missed y'all. I missed y'all so much. It's been. I know it's been a lot. I missed you.
No, because you like last week, and then like you're in and out, and then you're like, Constance, yesterday you was like, I just had to laugh. I woke up yesterday at like 3 a.m, and she was like, I can't come out and play with you today because I'm going to get in trouble.
I know.
And that was my response. LOL.
Y'all, I got some things to do, and Dr. Boyce is gonna beat me up. Literally, I'm sneaking here to be with y'all today because every day he be like, "You got what you got that thing for me." I owe him a presentation, y'all, and this presentation, he been on me about this presentation.
Well, I'm glad that you snuck out. Let's hope he don't watch.
No, he gonna text me and be like, I saw you with Constance this morning. That's what he did. He was like, I saw you with Constance this morning. But you with Constance, but you ain't got what you need to be doing. And I was like, okay.
I saw you. I saw it. So what did you do? Because I wanted to get caught up with
Oh
the.
my god.
What
It
happened?
was
You went to NAACP Awards.
I did. I went
What
to the
was it?
NAACP Awards. Yes, I went to the NAACP Awards because Black people say NAACP, and I was
Right.
like, oh, right.
That's not correct.
Um,
We can't say that no
huh?
more. We can't say that no more.
It's supposed to be NAACP.
That's the proper way. Okay, got
Yes, that's a proper way to say it.
it. Okay.
But we still was up in there like NAACP. Thank you. Oh man, it was so beautiful, y'all. I mean, if you watched it on TV, it was even better in person. But so let me tell y'all what happened Friday. I told y'all Friday that we were doing bridesmaid tings with my sister friend. They had me up till 4:30 in the morning singing songs and karaokeing. If you know, I also had a Fly Nubian Money Club training
On
with
Saturday.
Dr. Lene at 7:30. So imagine I got home at like 4:45 a.m. And then I got into bed at 5 o'clock. I took a shower. I had to take a shower. 5 o'clock, I got into bed. I was up by 7:15. Like what? What? Like I don't even know what I said on Saturday. I don't know what I said. I don't even know if I was coherent. And then after that, I was kind of trying to take, and I had choir rehearsal. I was trying to take naps in
Oh, you
between
did
naps.
all you because I know you had all these commitments and you still did them.
Yes, and I don't even y'all, I was so tired, but by the time I was able to get an out like a 2 hour nap in before we had to be there. We had to be at the awards at the show. We had to be at check-in at by like 4:30. And so it just worked out. When I drove up, I didn't know. I saw a motorcade coming and I'm like, oh, I wonder who that is. I didn't know Kamala was coming. I had no idea. So when we were driving up, the motorcade came around, Secret Service. I was like, oh, I wonder who that is. And my manager who I was with was like, that's Kamala. I was like, Kamala coming. So I was really excited. I was excited to see her. I had really great seats. I do have a video, y'all. I just didn't get to I didn't get to edit the audio because I've been busy, so it's not all the way together. I didn't get to do my voiceover, but I just kind of showed you all.
You slacking on your macking, man.
I
You
just
slacking on your macking. What is
I
you
was,
doing?
and then
Oh Lord. Did we lose her or did we lose me? Okay, is this me or is this okay? Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me? Because
can y'all see
sometimes
me? Can y'all
okay,
hear
there
me?
you are. There you are. There you are.
Okay. And then yesterday, when I was at home being responsible, doing this presentation that Dr. Boyce wants me to do, my power went out. The power in the whole neighborhood was down for like 5 hours. I was like, presentation, I got it. So I didn't get a chance to. So that was the reason. I said, okay, well, I'll go get something to eat. I'll go walking, and I end up spending all that time just outside, just talking to God. I touched ground. I was like, well, can't do no work. Let me go walk. But anyway. But the award show was great.
Yeah, what were your favorite parts of the award show?
My favorite parts of the award show were hands down Dave Chappelle. I never get to see Dave Chappelle in real time. Every time, a friend of mine will say, "Girl, come to the comedy show with me," and I'll be like, "I'm not going tonight." And then she'll go and be like, "Girl, Dave was there, and we kicked it all night." I'll be like, "Dang!" Every time. That's happened at least twice. And so it was just good to, Dave walked in, and I was like, "Oh, yay!" It's always good to see Dave Chappelle in real time. Obviously, Kamala's speech. I almost heckled her. Like I was the one. I was like right there. Like, we love you, Kamala. I almost said it. I almost was the one in the middle of her. And it was just great to see. I love Cynthia Erivo. I love her. I just certain people I just love to see in real time. And then of course
What
I was
about the Wayans? The Wayans, I love their speech. They were so funny.
Yes, I love the Wayans. Okay, so one of my favorite. I told you my Marlon Wayans story. So I loved seeing all of them together. It was 27 Wayans receiving an awards. When David Allen Greer was like, and Shantae, and Damon Jr., and Damon, and Marlon, and Keenan, like just naming 27 people. I was really proud of them.
Yeah.
For all that they've done in the industry. I look up to them. as a family. You know, it just really shows me as a family what can be done if you just
Yeah,
stick
man.
together. And if one person has the vision, I always feel like I'm the Kenan of my family. Like a couple people in my family have tried to move to LA. But you know, they got here and wanted to compete with me a little. You know, like, oh,
Oh, that's too
a little
bad.
bit,
They
a
wanted to
little bit.
compete.
They wanted to compete, but there was really no competition. It's like it's cool. We don't do the same things the same way. Like it's not.
Girl,
And no
when
shade
people
to my
understood,
family, but I'm saying that
no,
was just the vibe.
when people understand that there's enough out there for all of us, that there is no competition, that they can absolutely do everything, and there's no competition. Like, do you? You're not in competition with me.
Yeah, yeah,
But
that's
people don't
it.
understand that. They well, that's that scarcity mindset, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
unfortunate.
so J Dog asked me what I love about Kamala. You know, I feel like Kamala is a brilliant black woman. She definitely has accomplished so many things. She has served, she is qualified, she is she you know, she's got girl. And so as a black woman looking at an accomplished brilliant black woman, I can appreciate who she is and what she's been able to do. And so you know, he says I'm not a hater, I'm not a sheep. You know, you can just appreciate somebody without looking into politics and all of that. Like the essence of her as a woman is enough for me.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, and they love to personally attack, especially black women,
yeah.
especially black women of power. They love to attack them on their looks, on who they are, on their all their physical characteristics. They
Yeah.
call them bitches. It's like,
Why you
let's
gotta be a sheep? Because you like a woman who's out here that,
right.
you know.
Right,
Listen,
absolutely. But
listen.
people, that's that whitewashing, brainwashing things that I guess a lot of people have ascribed to, and that's unfortunate. But it
Mhm.
is what it is. I mean, that hating ain't gonna be over here, that's for sure. And whether she carries your same politics or beliefs, she's still a dope person, just like you said. So,
That's it.
fun fact: I went to the NAACP Awards back in. Oh, let me see. I got a little
If you
picture.
if you say a year that I went,
I think of 2017. And look at over here to the right. Who's that?
uh um is that is that is that um I can't see it. Is that Condoleezza? I mean, not Condoleezza.
Yeah, you're on it. I know what you're saying.
What's her name?
Anybody in
She
the
was on
comments
Big
know?
Brother. She
Huh?
was on Big Brother in the White House. She came from the White House.
Omarosa.
I'm a roaster.
And yo, that was 2017. So that's when everybody hated her. Everybody hated her. So I was like, she was sitting next to my ex, and I was like, nobody
I
on
love
the because
Omarosa.
we were on the bus headed from the hotel to the venue, and nobody talked to her. Like everybody was like, because that's when she was. What was that 2017? So that was the year she was working at the White House with Trump.
Yeah,
So
and then that was the year she came. She came right out of the White House and came to Big Brother. I was there that
okay,
year.
you
So
were in Big
I
Brother.
don't know.
You worked on Big Brother,
For 11 years, girl.
girl. I didn't even know. So you
Girl,
liked her when she was there.
I did. I thought she was. I liked the way she played the game. I thought she was. I think Omarosa is very smart. I think she knows, like Trump, she knows ratings. Remember, I worked on The Apprentice too. So, I just got to see her. I see them as actors. They create these characters. They do these things, and they use it. They use
Yeah.
it to get wherever they're going. It's about ratings. It's about how provocative you can be. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that video of Dr. Fauci talking about when Trump came out and was like, yeah, just swallow some bleach. Y'all be healed from COVID. Y'all remember that? He said afterwards, Dr. Fauci said he went into the Oval Office and was like, yo, like, why did you do that? He was like, did you see the ratings? The ratings were great.
But this
Like
is the United States of America, sir. This is not reality television.
that is it. So you could tell he came from a TV, like just came. That's it. Like as the eyeballs are everything. It doesn't matter what you say. I thought that was so interesting because he's just an actor, y'all.
And it's indicative of who he is. But with everything that's
Hmm.
going on, and I think that actually leads to what the topic is today, because I think Joy Ann Reid, I think there's something going on with the media, right? Who controls the narrative? Who decides what stories get told, what issues get attention, what voices get silenced? I think Joy Ann Reid, her voice just got silenced. Because right now, I think we're witnessing something that I think we all should be paying attention to. The first, CNN gets rid of Don Lemon after he made a comments that challenged power. Then MSNBC removes Joy Ann Reid. And she was like one of the last primetime anchors on mainstream media. So before that, they got rid of Roland Martin, Marc Lamont Hill, and so many other people. But why? Why? So let me just show you this video real quick. I got a few videos that I want to just kind of just talk about it, because okay, let's roll the Joy Ann Reid one. Oh, so she was fired, but that's actually not a video. That's actually a thing. Where's the okay? Now look at this.
Overall in foreign policy, Trump has alienated basically all our NATO allies, sold out Ukraine in advance, started unnecessary trade disputes with Canada and Mexico, drawn retaliatory price hiking tariffs from China, and threatened to invade Panama, Greenland, and Gaza to put them all under U.S. control. Oh, and he's also gone to war against the Associated Press after renaming the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, she been on that dude's ass. Like white on mother effing rice. Like everything that he does, I'm seeing she is reporting everything. And you see a shift in what, have you noticed that there's a shift that people are being silenced? Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
What is that all about?
As Americans, I don't know if you are against anything that is happening, if you're in opposition to anything that's happening, you will be silenced.
And so I thought it was so odd that MSNBC, being the left-wing news channel, ends up getting rid of one of the people, and she's super popular after she just got an NAACP award, no less.
Right. But do you see that? It's so interesting to me. It's like I was watching and this told me everything I needed to know about how he was running the country. Remember we talked about, I was like, why are these companies bowing and kissing the ring? I just don't get it. I don't get it. And then I saw a video of him talking to the governor of Maine. Like, okay, why haven't you complied with ... And the governor was like, I mean, whatever they said, I couldn't hear. But he was like, so you're not going to comply? You're not going to comply? If you don't comply, you won't receive federal dollars. So in an open meeting. So to me, it's like you start to threaten these companies with these oppositional thoughts. It's like that's the threat. Like that's the carrot that's being dangled. Yeah. And so
I so respect her though. Did you see what she said today?
I didn't.
Said, all right. She said, all right, bet. Then we'll withhold our federal dollars that we send to the federal government. Then we won't, then the money that they pay in federal taxes won't go to the federal government. I was like, it's about time somebody challenged his bullshit with some more sternness. Okay, cool. Yeah. You're not the only one with power. All right, you're going to take away our federal funds? Okay, we're going to take away your federal funds. Perfect. Bet. So, but you're right. I think there is this threat because so Donald Trump, he's created this whole narrative around fake news, and that's what people are yelling.
Organization, can you give us a chance?
Your organization.
You are attacking our news organization.
Your organization.
Can you give us a chance to ask a question, sir?
Go ahead.
Sir, can you state, Mr. President-elect,
go ahead.
Can you state categorically,
she's asking a question. Don't
Mr. President-elect, can you give us a question?
Don't be rude.
You're attacking us. Can you give us a question?
Don't be rude.
No, I'm not going to give you a question.
I'm not going to give you a question.
Can you state categorically?
You are fake news.
Sir,
go ahead.
Can you state categorically that nobody...
You can't oppose him. First of all, if he can't answer the question, because most of the time he can't answer the question, he just kind of dances around and never answers questions.
And use very elementary words doing it, by the way.
This is very bad. Next question.
That's your answer? Okay.
And good people, very intellectual people.
They're very smart. They're very, very smart. And they said some very, very smart things. Okay.
Oh my God, that's our president, man.
But Teresa says systemic silence of our voices, which I think that's what's going on.
Yeah.
They're trying to silence the voices. So you're not seeing a fair balance of the media because of this, you're going to see more people bowing down and kissing the ring. But you know, there are like, I think there's 6 conglomerates that own all the news stations. Did you ever see that video where they showed how all the news outlets were saying the exact same thing across the country?
Yeah.
Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities, Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But
We are concerned about the trouble and irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these stories simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 This is
Tiara, guess what? This is extremely dangerous.
to our democracy. Listen, you know, it's so interesting because obviously I went to school for journalism. Journalism is my first, I've reported the news before. If y'all can imagine, this is Tiara Williams going live from Pasadena, like all of the things, right? And what I can say is the days of journalism died with the internet, right? Like when people could start to, we were taught to be objective with everything. Like you couldn't say anything. You just kind of had to report the facts and just say what it was without your opinions, without trying to slant things. But you know what? This is the culture that we live in that want to hear that subjective view. They want to hear what you have to say. They want to hear a little slant or a little, it's just interesting.
Yeah.
And so I just don't think we have journalism anymore. Like
Journalism is
people
dead.
want to be, huh?
You said it right. Journalism is dead. You
It's
said
dead.
it absolutely right. Journalism is dead because when you question the status quo, or if you have your own opinion about something, then look at what happens. What happened to Joy Ann Reid? What happened to Don Lemon? What happened to Roland Martin? What happened to Marc Lamont Hill? All of these Black people talked about different things. Marc Lamont Hill, he said something about Palestine being, free Palestine or something like that. Them J's, you can't even say the J word. Or else I'm scared because YouTube and my electricity might get turned off if I say the J word. but F around and say something about the J's, just like Dave Chappelle said. You can't say nothing about the Jews, but you do, then you're anti-Semitic. He didn't say death to the Jews. He said freedom to Palestine.
Yeah.
Roland Martin gets taken off. Don Lemon gets taken off. So it begs you to wonder, and this is when they challenge the status quo. Remember, he was interviewing that Indian guy who was running for president.
Mm-hmm.
He corrected him. Next thing you know, he's fired. Why is that?
Mm-hmm.
So when you have
our
Trump
voices,
is crazy, 'cause Trump
and
is
especially
exactly
our
what he wants.
voices, right? Our
Yeah.
voices,
Yeah,
it's
it's ours.
not. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying Trump is getting exactly what he wants. But I thought it was funny, Tiara, because I was looking at the Elon Musk interview with Don Lemon. Did you see that? Did you ever see it? It was sad. It was.
He couldn't answer questions either.
And then after he agreed to this interview, and after they had the interview, he kicked Lemon off of X. But he was just asking him objective. Okay, I'm challenging you. Okay, this is your thought. This is your opinion. You tweeting this shit.
Yeah,
So
I'm just trying to understand your frame of. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to make it make sense.
Yeah. It was. Look,
I do think that you and Ben Shapiro are reaching in about this, because there was what Ben posted said that he gave instances of people who were deliberately harming people. Nowhere in the thread does Ben suggest at all, I should say, that anyone is being killed as a result of DEI. That's purely speculative. There's research on DEI and medicine, and there's no evidence that standards are being lowered, that DEI is affecting medicine. Actually, only 5% of doctors are black. And do you believe that people are dying because medical standards, DEI is causing medical standards to be lowered? Do you actually believe people are dying because of that?
I believe that if we lower the standards for what it takes to become a doctor.
You're saying if we lower the standards, but do you believe people are dying because the standards are being lowered?
I don't think that is an issue, but it could become an issue.
Okay. But the actual evidence in history shows the exact opposite. If you look at how minorities are treated by the medical system, most doctors now are white. And there are lots of mistakes in medicine. So you're saying that white doctors have bad medical care? I'm trying to understand your logic here when it comes to DEI, because there's no actual evidence of what you're saying.
No, I said, so if the standards, like let's say, I think that particular thing was referring to surgeons. Let's say a surgeon is asked to, a surgeon in training is asked to do a series of operations under the supervision of a senior surgeon, and they get a bunch of those operations wrong. If that happens, and yet they are still approved to be a surgeon, the probability that someone will die, I think, at some point is high.
Okay, I understand that, but that's a hypothetical. That doesn't mean it's happening.
I didn't say it's happening.
You didn't say it was happening.
I said it will. I said if we lower standards, people will die.
People that run your country, y'all. Like, this is the people that run your country. He be in the Oval Office, like, making requests. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Donald Trump said he's very, very, very smart.
And here's the thing. When I see Black people in the media, when I see Black people anywhere achieving, 9 times out of 10, they've had to work 10 times harder to be wherever they are. So the idea that they're just allowing Black people to walk in, we know that that's not true. We are Black people. We know, what this country has done and been for us, and we know how hard we have to work. So it's just the logic and the thinking is just, Constance.
Listen, Don Lemon was really trying. The reason why he was like so hesitant is because he was really trying to
He was like, I'm trying to understand your logic.
He was trying to be real. He was tiptoe because Don Lemon could have let him have it. You mean to tell me that you're saying that they lower their standards to let Black people in? Well, I mean, they could, but I don't know. But so it would have been so cool if he would have given it. But, again, these type of people, even if you give them a history lesson or even if you show them statistics, because what he also said in this interview is, he says, well, I'm not going to be always 100% correct. He said, but Elon, you are a big influence of the country, of the world, and people look to you for facts. So you should, isn't there somebody at X who could fact check this stuff before you put it out? Yeah. He's like, well, he said the moderators will fact check it later. And then, in the comments, and he goes, but do you think people are really reading the comments and the moderator? Because they're reading your tweet and they're taking it for what it says. So you're saying that DEI doctors, you're saying that Black people aren't as smart. And then you're saying that there's Black surgeons. Of course, they have to go through the same rigorous tests as everybody else. They're not lowering the standards. There's no evidence that they're lowering the test requirements to entry. Only 5% of doctors are Black. Now, when you look at the history of this country and what they've done to Black people, right? The medical apartheid, how they've used us as lab rats, white doctors. Nobody says anything about that. But all of a sudden, you got 5% of doctors doing, if it wasn't 5% of doctors, and we still had Black people who invented things. Still had the first Black heart surgeon. And back then we had even less than 5%, but still making strides in the medical field with only 5% of us. But this is the rhetoric, because there's this idea of white supremacy, and all of these people who are on here to agree with this nonsense. And the comments were crazy, because the comments were saying how dumb Don Lemon is. Like, it was like all of these like just crazy MAGA tards. But you know, when you have this ideal of white supremacy and white superiority, and they think that they're the only ones, and if you're not a white male, then you must not be as smart, you must not be as astute, so there has to be something wrong. So the only way that you've gotten into your job is through DEI, and that's the assumption. So now that's gonna be definitely a phrase word that we've already seen in the comments of some of our shows, right? Because when they're talking about DEI, they're not meaning inclusion, they're meaning your black ass, my black ass. Like,
for sure. It's so interesting. I'm just looking at the comments, and Lamar Lawrence says, if Trump is so bad, why did he overwhelming win this election?
You believe that, Lawrence? You believe that
he won because people wanted change. Maybe we as black people come together and build our own things.
You really believe that, Lamar?
You think he overwhelming?
No. I wish I had the video where he said, thank Elon Musk. What did he say?
Elon is so good at those computers.
He spent a month in Pennsylvania rigging the goddamn computers, and we won by a landslide.
So thank you, Elon, because we won.
Because we won. He didn't say thank you to the voters.
Not thank you for Pennsylvania.
Right. He said thank you to Elon Musk. So if you really believe that, who said that? If you really believe that he really won by a landslide, sir, I think you're mistaken. And I think a lot of people are mistaken. He didn't. Those they were rigged. The rich, and that's the reason why he's given Elon Musk so much autonomy. You think about this. Elon Musk is around there running a goddamn muck in the White House in America. He does not say nothing, because if he does, then he's going to expose the fact that he did not win this election. So Elon Musk is basically the president. So if you really think that this man won by a landslide, please.
They're around here running the country like Death Row Records. The way Diddy was running Bad Boy on the slick.
Listen, they out there holding people up by their ankles.
Oh my God. The way, if you just watch some of these these conferences, some of these meetings that are televised, it's like I really can't believe he's able to do these things. And it's really not legal. I mean, that's what I don't understand. It's just like, while everybody else is following protocol, Trump is not. He's not in any way, shape, or form. He's just doing stuff.
That's what I don't understand, Tiara. That's what I don't understand, is that it's like they're a bunch of pussies, because they're not. All they doing is telling us, he's doing this, and he doing this, and he doing this. Okay, what are you? We can't do anything because we have no leverage.
We did see the judge block part of Trump's anti-DEI orders.
Which one?
Let's see. Part of Trump's anti-DEI orders have been blocked. U.S. District Judge Adam B. Abelson, who was appointed by former President Joe Biden. I think that's who did it. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'd have to look, but I saw the article a couple days ago, and I was like, but I wasn't able to read through it because y'all know I was in these streets. So I was like, ooh, I got to come back to this. But
it looks like somebody did something. It's about time that somebody did something, because I'm so sick of them always complaining about they have no power. Oh,
hopefully, I don't know.
Where are these trolls coming from? Where are these trolls? I think these trolls are on my page. I think, but I think what's happening is because I post so much Black history stuff, and they already come on my page to like say, F you, we love Elon Musk. We don't want to. I literally had a post one time here, and I was talking about how Elon Musk said no to no DEI, must DIU, whatever, and it went viral. And then people were on my thing on my comments, like, trailer trash, like it's on here right now, saying, yeah, well, why would I want to hire somebody named Letitia Yeah. So I get those. So they may have subscribed to my channel. Listen, stay on here. Give me some more ratings. Help me, in my monetization efforts. I appreciate you. Listen, go ahead and keep putting those comments on there. Make sure you share this with your people too. I love it. I love all the smoke.
Yeah. You know what makes me nervous though? It's the division. I mean, the division, and I'm thinking about my daughter, right? I'm thinking about our children and the America that maybe they'll have to live in. And I'm not fearful. I'm just saying, like, I hate that it's not going to get better. I feel like this time and era is kind of like dividing us more, and then we'll have to kind of recover from this. All the hate and all the, just like you just said, like, do you think I really want to hire somebody named Letitia? Like, what? I hate that for us. Nobody else feels that way. Is it y'all just cool with like all the division in the comments? Like, y'all cool with?
The fact is, it's always been there. The fact is, they just have been emboldened to say it. They've always felt this way. Trump and Elon Musk and all of these crazy people who are running the country now has just given them a voice to be able to say that, because it was not politically correct to say it before. But now they're saying a big F you to you because they have this fear of the browning of America. They know that they're getting ready to be extinct. And that's the reason why, I mean, even if you look at Margaret Sanger and Planned Parenthood, Margaret Sanger was supposed to be a woman's rights champion, but she was really all about eugenics, about destroying Black people, about making sure Black people weren't having babies. She wrote a letter to the gentleman from Proctor, and he was a staunch racist too. And she said, "Listen, this is what we got to do. We got to go to the churches and get one of these charismatic preachers and let them know, because we don't want them to know." She said this in a letter. "We don't want them to know that we trying to exterminate them. So if we get them to come on our side and, tell them the benefits of having Planned Parenthood in their neighborhoods, then they won't even know that we're trying to exterminate them." So these white supremacists have a fear of the browning of America. They know that. That's why. Did you see that Trump is trying to bring in white South Africans? Mm-hmm. He's giving them free, probably going to give them some land too, right? Mm-hmm. So these white South Africans, they're Dutch. They're of Dutch descent. Mm-hmm. They went to South Africa and they have just pillaged and tortured and took the land. Do you know they own 85% of the land in South Africa? And because of, redistribution of land, they're doing this redistribution of land, right? They're giving, the South Africans only own 5%. This people, and they're in shanty towns. They're the ghettos. So the white South, the Afrikaners, mm-hmm. they own the beautiful farmland. They own all the good land. And so now they're affecting them just a little bit. And he's saying, "Come on over to America." When did you think that Trump had an interest in South Africa? Well, the real president has an interest in South Africa. Who's the real president here? I mean, come on. Like, it doesn't take a genius to see all of this that's going on, right? So it's crazy, because now they're only looking at the people from the board. How do you say only white South Afrikaners can come here? Which is insane that this man is saying this out loud and nobody is saying anything about it. Nobody like. Are we really? We have entered the twilight zone.
We have. I mean, I think that's it. I mean, because they're being discriminated against and unjust. And I mean, y'all, we talk about it all the time, but the gaslighting is so real that we have to experience. I think this is, when we're talking about it, this is the thing. Like, I'm not saying I'm gonna run out of the country, but maybe, because we're living in a country that is constantly like gaslighting us, and I just don't know how long I could take it. I think I need to get some dual citizenship consents, to be honest.
That's what they want. That's what they want. But God, it's not sounding bad right now.
Okay, so you one of those Black people that'll be like, you move into a neighborhood and be like, "I'm gonna stay here because I know the race." You live in a racist neighborhood. You move in. You like, "I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna endure," because you're gonna have to endure a lot. Psychologically, emotionally, just to stay in that, just to prove like I did that. Here.
Let me tell you a story. So before I moved to this affluent neighborhood, I lived in an affluent neighborhood in California. Okay. We were the youngest and we were the blackest, right? We're the only Black family in there. We were in our 30s when we moved in there, and everybody there is like 60 plus, rich. They own stuff. So the first person that comes up to us and he's like, "So what did you do to pull yourself up by your bootstraps to get over here?" Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Bet. So then, one time I'm coming home.
Out of pocket. Wait a minute.
Jesus Christ on the cross. He said that.
You
Wait.
over that. Okay. What did you say?
I don't even remember what I said. I mean, I'm like 35. I don't know. I probably didn't even have no good comeback then. Okay. So then here's incident number 2. I'm driving home from the gym, and I feel like I keep looking cockeyed. Am I looking cockeyed? Like I keep looking at myself, and my eyes keep going this way. Okay.
No, finish the story.
Okay, so I'm coming home from the gym, and I'm pulled up in my driveway, and I got my music playing, and so this old man comes up to me, and he's banging on my door, and he has this police badge, and I'm like, oh shit. And he goes, you slow down, because in this neighborhood, we don't speed like this. And I'm like, oh shoot, I'm sorry. I'm thinking it's the police. He said, do you want me to call the police? You ain't the police. If you don't get your mother, he said, well, that's not a way for a young lady to talk. Number 3, my next door neighbor comes up my next door neighbor ended up moving out, right? See, she was trying to relate to me. I knew her from real estate. She's trying to relate to me, right? So she moves out. She rents her house to this black family, this young black family. And so anyway, they had been there a year. I hadn't really met them or talked to them because, I didn't talk to my neighbors. So about when they were ready to move out, she calls me. She's like, hey, Constance, I want to sell them the house, but I don't think that they can afford it, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. You want me to, look at, because, I own a mortgage company. So then she calls me the next day. I go, okay. So she said, I'm going to talk to them tonight and see, if they could afford it. So the next day I go, well, how did your meeting go with them? And she goes, I don't know. It went south. And I was like, why? She was like, well, I just suggested that, maybe they didn't have enough money to buy the house. And they got all mad at me. And they said that I don't know what they have or what they have access to. And I don't know about their village. I don't know anything like that. And I just said, is this that Black Lives Matter thing? Then she says this, the same soup kitchen you were in, I was in. The same welfare line you were in, I was in. I said, called her name. I said, you said this to them? She goes, yeah. I said, how do you know that they were in a welfare line or a soup kitchen? And she was like, huh? I mean, it hadn't even occurred to her that she said anything remotely wrong, Tiara. It hadn't even occurred to her that she said something wrong. And I said, what do you think about me? Right? Because I live next door to you. Like, what do you think? Do you think I come? Because I don't come from welfare. Do you think I come? Well, no, I don't think you. So what made you think that they came from welfare? And she goes, oh my God, Constance, I am so sorry. I had no idea. Yeah. That's the assumption, is that we've pulled ourselves up by our bootstraps, or we don't deserve to be there. And so I said, you know what? When they did that, I said, me and my kids gonna be running up, we're gonna be racing barefoot down the street. We had the best parties in all of Northern California right there. We lived, and we utilized that neighborhood to the fullest. And they didn't say shit. So I was her. I was her.
Listen, I would rather just be somewhere where I'm celebrated and I can come outside and feel completely comfortable and be like, hey, I want to know all my neighbors. I want to have cookouts. Like, I want to just be, I don't constantly, does anybody agree, whose team, like, who wants to live like Constance? Who wants to live like me, right? I want to go somewhere
you going to Ghana?
Peace.
You going to Ghana?
Leaving with me. We're leaving. I don't need to prove a point. Listen, I want to be in peace. I don't want it to be greater later in heaven. I want to experience my heaven today. What you are saying is right. I mean, it would be great for the white people that are watching, and I'm so glad that you're here, if we didn't have to think about our race all the time, because we have to think about it every time we walk outside the house. See, you guys saying that you don't see color or that you're colorblind, you think that you're saying something that's great. But no, we have to think about it, because I seen an article, this is a different subject. I seen an article of a lady who was like, who sued the state of Louisiana because they considered her Black. Did you see that? No, I didn't see it.
Oh, so she was so mad because she had grew up as a white woman, and her kids were white and her husband was white. And so she went to get her passport, and they said she was black. And she's like, I'm not black. Well, they researched and they said, well, you have an ancestor that's black. You guys created the one drop rule. But this lady was so mad, and the state of Louisiana wouldn't back down. They were so mad that she was so mad that she sued the state of Louisiana because she did not want to be considered black. So this idea that we are all colorblind and this is racist, the way y'all treat black people, you wouldn't in a million years want to be in our shoes. But you try to say that there's no racism, or you try to say there's this reverse racism because we get a little bit of equity. Do you understand what equity is? That means we've been already behind the 8 ball, and we're just trying to, because, and I'm glad you're here, because let me give you a history lesson. Every time black people have taken 2 steps forward, you've pushed us 10 steps backwards. Okay. So by predatory lending, by destroying our neighborhoods, there were affluent neighborhoods throughout this country after the Civil War. Did you know that? Yeah. And every time we've got some type of affluence, the federal government has bombed it and burned it down. Or you had the white supremacists that said, oh, y'all got better shit than us. Oh, no, we can't have that. Hanging people, the Red Summer of 1913, where you were hanging black people from trees across the country. It was the deadliest summer of the century. Every time black people have tried to progress, you guys have intentionally done stuff. Then you do it legally, right? So you do eminent domain and all these other things to stop the progression of black people. And all we're saying is, give us a little bit of equity. Don't mess with us. Just let us cook. Allow us to live in peace and harmony. Allow us to just get somewhere. That's all we're saying. We don't want nothing from you. We don't want anything from you. We just want to be able to live our lives. We want to be able to raise our children. We want to be able to, we want peace.
Peacefully.
We ain't the ones that's doing all that. It's y'all.
Without gaslighting, without feeling some type of way, without being like, oh, is Shaquanda gonna be there? Without being condescending, without feeling like I don't, making us feel like we don't belong in a country that we've built. It just doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, sometimes I feel like they can have, they can have America. Sometimes I'll be like, well, what Canada talking about? Can we just like infiltrate a small little community in Canada and go and just be cool? Like, it might be a little cold. I'm used to 70-degree weather, but I mean, I do it.
Absolutely. But we're not, listen, we don't bother you. We don't come into your neighborhoods. We're not trying to do anything. We just trying to live in peace. And, they act like DEI is a threat to them. We don't benefit. We have never benefited from it. But I will say to everybody, all the people who are watching that understand, continue. First of all, let's get your news source from somewhere else. Don't get it from MSNBC. Don't get it from Fox News. Just try to go out and find other avenues to get your news sources from, because you're not going to. She said, if we leave, oh, she ready to?
Ready. Come on, ready. Jackie. We can go together, boo. We can go together. Here's the thing, y'all. I'm sorry. What do y'all love? Okay, in the chat, y'all tell me, what is your favorite part about living in America? What do y'all love about it? Aside from that, we're used to it. Like, obviously, we're from here. But what do y'all love about it? What do you love about America?
So here's the thing. So first of all, because we're here and our family's here, right? But I do feel like if I was able to move from California to the East Coast, it's a possibility that I could move out of the country. But I was talking to these African gentlemen, and they were saying that, man, you think you live good now. You could live like royalty over there. However, every now and then our electricity go out. Every now and then. That's the only thing that's kind of holding me up. Every now and then.
Listen, my power went out last night. I was sitting there, I said, did I pay the bill?
For 13 days? Right? That's the only thing that I'm like, every now and then.
Every now and then you got to have like is that better than the alternative, which is, feeling a certain way, feeling, the anxiety of living in America? I don't know. I don't know, y'all. Who will want to leave? Where are we going?
Right. I mean, but listen. For those of you who don't understand, I do live in a majority. I wouldn't say an all Black community, but I do live in a majority Black community. For those who don't understand that they exist, an affluent Black community where the houses here average about $1 million, and as Black people, and guess what, Tierra? Some of them got bowling alleys in their houses. Some people got land. I can look outside. I can see Lamborghinis and I can see Rolls Royces. It's a good thing, and they're Black people who have accumulated a good amount of Black wealth. It's a beautiful sight to see. So there are affluent neighborhoods all over the country that do exist that you would feel good in.
I'm moving.
Come on.
I'm about to be, I say this all the time, Miss Black, Prince George County. What is it? Prince George County? I'm coming. County. Yeah, I'm coming.
They say it's gorgeous, Prince George's.
Prince George's. But here's the thing. Dr. Claude Anderson said that Black people we have neighborhoods. We don't have community, right? In the sense of like, there are like little sprinkles or pop, we sprinkled, right? But there's no real, it's not like, I just feel like we would weather better because we could really be a community, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like we have a little bit of that, but we don't know what y'all doing in Prince George. Y'all don't know what we doing in LA. Nobody is really like, it's not like we own y'all own y'all neighborhood. But I'm saying like in other places, you know what I'm saying? So there's just
the beautiful thing is there is a divide, but you think about, so when we do the Black History Spotlight, which I can't wait to do, it's about the Black Panthers, right? And the Black Panthers did some amazing things without the power of the internet. They did some amazing things with no internet. So they started in Oakland, California. That's my hood, right? And you got people in Chicago, in DC, all over in Texas. They have Black Panthers all over, headquarters all over the place, where they're feeding people, where they're setting up schools, where they're arming people, where they're equipping them with their rights. And they did that without the internet. So when you talk about we don't have this sense of connection or this sense of community, we just got to be intentional. If they were able to do that in the 70s with no internet, think about the things that we could do now. I think we can. I think we just have to do it.
Yeah. I mean, then that letter came through. Like,
you mean J. Edgar Hoover? Which one?
The letters that was coming and dividing people. Was like, he said he was talking about your mama. What? I mean, I just imagine like the idea of receiving letters. Like, if somebody sent me a letter and was like, Constance said, you stink. Right. I can't remember what the letter said, right? Right? It's like, she was talking about your mama.
Right.
Whatever it was. And I'd be like, I hate Constance. Forget the Panthers, right? Like, in my head, that's how that worked. Like, they were still able to infiltrate that thing based off of. It's crazy.
They were. And then the flood of the drugs and crack cocaine. Somebody just texted me and said, these motherfuckers on YouTube is making them mad. They striking a nerve with them today.
Hey, we love y'all.
Really quick, because we didn't even get a chance to break. Let me just tell you about. I got so many things.
It's Constance Carter, your wealth activist, and it is time to get in the gym. The Grow Your Money Club. The Grow Your Money Club is a 12-month comprehensive training where I teach you how to build a sustainable business and go from being an employee to an investor. Go to growyourmoney.club to sign up today.
Have you joined the Grow Your Money Club yet? If not, why not? The Grow Your Money Club is a comprehensive program designed to take you through the complete wealth building journey. We don't just offer random courses, we guide you along a clear path, starting with fixing your credit and becoming a certified credit expert, to building your business, increasing your cash flow, diversifying your portfolio, and ultimately letting your money work for you. With over 30 trainings designed to increase your net worth, you get to either purchase the trainings individually or go through the 12-month roadmap. Here are just a few of the courses. From campus to cash flows. This is teaching your children to become real estate investors. The Wealth Map training shows you how to eliminate your debt, increase your credit, and diversify your revenue streams. You can learn to write your book using ChatGPT. Learn how to build your online community. What about 8 ways to make money using AI? Oh, and here's 7 online revenue streams to fund your $1 million dream. How about learning how to purchase tax deeds or land banks? What about getting started in government contracting? If you're a rookie, the Real Estate for Rookies training has everything you need. The Business Blueprint training will help you build your business foundation, get business credit, get business funding, and learn how to pay yourself so that you can scale your business to the next level. Or perhaps you want to create jaw-dropping video content using CapCut, Midjourney, and ChatGPT. There are so many trainings and master classes within the Grow Your Money Club, and I also drop one new training per month. You do not want to miss out on this opportunity to invest in yourself, because guess what? You are your biggest commodity. You are your biggest investment. Join the Grow Your Money Club today. Hey, Miss Black Hollywood. Are you looking at these comments?
Yes.
There's a lot of crazy people out there, huh?
I know. Dang. Wait, well, I wish y'all would go and get off the internet complaining about it. The victimhood Olympics over here. Dang, are over. Address the way you treat others, especially Black women, performative fake sisterhood. Dang, sis. Oh no. Cookie woke up on the wrong side.
Let me tell you. Okay, so a friend of mine who works for the government sent me this today. Shoot, I should have made it. So her company works she's a government contractor, right? Mm-hmm. So they were telling them how to respond to this email from, there's this whole thing about how to respond to the email from Elon Musk. So they gave them, a bunch of bullet points, 6 bullet points, but the last bullet point they said was, assume that what you write will be read by malign foreign actors and tailor your responses accordingly. Assume your responses, they said, will be read by malign foreign actors and tailor your response accordingly. This is obviously how they feel about this governmental entity, is obviously how they feel about the president and the administration. So they were saying, listen, when you respond to this, what are you doing today? What have you been doing today? Or what did you do last week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So make sure, you don't give any confidential information. Make sure you boom, 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 boom. And also assume that what you write will be read by malign foreign actors. So they're letting them know, like, listen, like, be careful what you say, because these are foreign. Elon Musk is a foreign malign actor. But can you believe this government agency said this?
Did it come from Gmail?
No, this came from their official email. But they said, of course, they're acting like everybody is complying with this. But these people in the government, they know what's really going on. And it's unfortunate that, they got to come back to work. They're not. He said, did you hear what Trump said? If I was at home all day, my golf hand would be, this. I'd have a handicap of this. People are actually more productive, sir, when they're working from home. Like, we can get more stuff done because we're not interrupted. We ain't got no water cool. And then here, they don't even have enough room to put everybody. So people gonna be out on the steps with their laptop. Like, what do you expect people to do? But this is everything that they're doing is just it's just like preschoolers are running the country. And we can sit here and talk about it, but what I have a problem with, Tiara, is these Democrats that are just not doing anything. They're just like, they're a bunch of pussies. They're not doing anything. It's like they're not fighting. They on here just like we are. They doing this. They doing okay.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm leaving. Because what are we? I'm leaving. Y'all, I'm going to Canada. Dr. Vibe said that I can come to Toronto. I'm leaving. Because what does that mean, right?
Okay, Dr. Vibe, what's it like in Toronto?
I like Toronto. It's, what it's like. It's clean. It's peaceful. It kind of gives, like, downtown Toronto reminds me of, like, Times Square. Like, they have this beautiful, like, it's very, like, metropolitan. It's nice.
Okay. Yeah. I would love
Speak
that.
a little Francais.
And you get free healthcare, free education. That don't sound like a bad. What's the bad thing? How come more of us ain't going to Toronto?
I don't know. Malcolm X was his family lived in Canada, and then
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? His father was
It's interesting. Well, we're gonna get up out of here, but at the end of the day, I think that for me, Tiara, I really, first of all, I was listening to Dr. Boyce before I got on here. And one of the things he was saying, because somebody asked him about that, and he was like, the bottom line is we got to own our own. Right. Their feelings are hurt because, like Don Lemon's feeling, he said he went to depression, and Joy Ann Reid, you see her, she was crying on a podcast because because she got fired. And I'm not saying don't work for these people. I mean, I guess it means something. It's valuable that they work for this huge conglomerate. But at the same time, if you can try to own your own, and this is the lesson I think that we need to have, is that anytime we are working for somebody else, we don't own our intellectual property. Yeah. They do. Yeah. And so if she could bounce back from this, I know, because we had a watch party last night. Everybody watched her show last night. The night before, they had a call. I didn't get in on the call, but I heard the points of the call is that they rallied around. I think it was like the call was planned in 2 hours. I think it was like 40,000 people on the call. So everybody rallied around her to say, hey, listen, we support you. We got you. I think that's great. And I think we need more of those. So whoever, I think it's Black Women Win or something like that. But whoever is organizing these things, I think there's some more issues that we need to get in alignment on.
Yes. Let's use that same mobilization for everything else.
So we have this boycott coming up in a couple of days. Are you boycotting? What's going to happen? We talked about yesterday, not just boycotting, but redirecting our dollars. So being intentional about where you're spending your money. Now we know that Target is not a place that we're going to go to anymore ever again. Ever. So let's find some alternatives and shop there all the time. Just put that in rotation, and then we continue. So Tierra has a Black business directory. So if you are a Black business, send your information to her. To where?
info@realvirtual.net.
So what do you require for this?
Make sure that you send me your name, the name of your business, your name, your number, your website, just a little blurb about what your business does. Don't just send me like a YouTube link and be like, this is my business, please.
Not just a YouTube link, like have a whole website, because people, we want to do business with you. And there were several people in here. If you are a Black owned business too, which I didn't do in the beginning, which I always try to do. If you're a business, you're a Black owned business, put your business in the comments, because what we want to do is we want to put you on a screen, because there's tons of people watching, but we want to make sure that we're patronizing your business, because the only way that we're going to be able to be insulated from all this nonsense and all this noise is if we start to do business with each other. I didn't get a chance to see it, but I seen Roland Martin talked about the great resegregation that's kind of happening, or that is the direction. And I think that's what the powers that be want. If that happens this time, we do it on our own terms.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're not doing it subjected to, this whole idea, this Jim Crow. We're not going to do it. It won't be a Jim Crow segregation. And if you guys want to be separate from us, that's fine. It's okay. Because we can do well by ourselves. And I'm good with that too. I'm good with either way. I could work with you. I could be a neighbor, or we don't got to be friendly. We don't got to be neighbors, and that's cool too. But my thing is just leave my family alone. Every time we try to progress, just don't, I did a video on TikTok, and I was like, the reason why I ain't never going back to Cali, my grocery store, beautiful grocery store, all Black, my gym, all Black, my neighborhood, all Black, right? And then people in the comments are like, don't tell them where we live, because you know what happened last time. Because these motherfuckers will try to burn it and bomb it and burn it down, right? Because they don't want to see us get anywhere. They don't want to see us progress. But just leave us alone. That's all. I say just leave us alone. What you got to say? What's your final thoughts?
I would just say, us living in a country where we feel like just leave us alone and there's a segregation, and we build America. We've had so many amazing contributions. We are the contribution to this country as a people. We have changed. Literally, America would not be America without us. And so to just consider all of that and still feel like a stranger or like a criminal in your own home, on your own homeland. Like I can't go outside the door and think of my neighbor as a brother or sister, as an American, because that's what bonds us, right? We're Americans. Right. We should be family, all of that, right? It should be that vibe. And maybe that's just me with wishful thinking, but I just, I pray for peace, maybe that's the church girl in me, but I really pray for that for us. I pray that we're able to, be healed from our traumas that we have endured as Black people. We can just moving forward, we can just be in a place where we can really enjoy our lives. Like I said, like the whole greater later, the slaves used to be taught that, like,
when we get to him.
yes, like, so the white slave owners used to be like, yeah, getting the charismatic preachers and saying, yeah, tell them that they will struggle on earth. They'll struggle on earth, but it'll be greater later. So yeah, go. That's what you preach. And so it really set the foundation for how we think about life. It's like, oh, when I see glory, I'm gonna fly away. Like, I want my glory now. And so whatever I gotta do to get that glory, I'm about that life. So somebody said that we're not a large part of what I do and what I want to do is just embrace Black people, embrace our cause, what we're doing, and make sure that I can contribute to making our heaven greater now instead of greater later.
Come on. Let's make our heaven greater now instead of greater later.
Let's make this heaven right now, right? Let's figure it out.
Yeah, man. So what are we about to be talking? We got to get on another podcast. Are you going to be on today?
Yeah, because Lala can't do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. So there was a viral video. So Dr. Lene Javette sent me a video, and it's an old video, but I think it's a goodie, where Kevin Samuels is talking about Black women over 30 being 50% off, and then women over 35 being on clearance. And so we have women of a certain age on the podcast today who are I think we're all over 40, just kind of having this discussion. I think it gets better when you get a little older. Like, you got your seasoning, things start to settle a little bit. You hit 40 and you just get a little
listen.
So we're gonna play some games. You know how we do. We play a little game. We're gonna play a game. We're going to talk about we're gonna talk about that and kind of like figure out if it's myth or if it's fact. What's fact? What's myth about are Black women undesirable after a certain age?
Not at all. It gets gooder.
It gets greater later, baby.
That's where it gets greater later. That is where it gets greater later. Yeah. I love that. So I got these t-shirts. Remember, okay, so last week I was on here and I was like, hey, listen, we got to mind our Black business and we got to mind our Black business. I messed around and made some t-shirts.
Yeah.
Minding my Black business, and I'm minding my Black business. So you can go get those t-shirts. And I have the woke t-shirts too. For all of you guys, especially you people who are on here for the first time that are calling us racist, go get your woke shirt. Woke. Stay woke, baby. Stay wealthy, outstanding, knowledgeable, and empowered. We want you to stay woke. Go to conversationtees.com and get your Stay Woke t-shirts. Please go over there and get your Stay Woke t-shirts. We're going to go. And please make sure you stay on here because I want to make sure that you see this video of what the Black Panthers really were about. Okay. So we're going to do our Black History Month video and then we out.
Are y'all ready for some real history today? Not the watered down whitewash version they teach us in schools, but the truth. Because today we're talking about the Black Panther Party, who they really were, what they stood for, and why the U.S. government saw them as such a threat.
Panther doesn't strike anyone, but when he's assailed upon, that he'll back up first. But if the aggressor continues, then he'll strike out.
When we talk about the Panthers, most people have been conditioned to think of them as a bunch of gun-toting radicals. But let me tell you something. The Black Panther Party wasn't a gang. It was a movement that was empowering Black people, educating our kids, feeding our communities, and defending us against racial violence. But you know what happens when Black folks start building wealth, power, and independence? The system works overtime to shut it down. Well, let me tell you about the real mission of the Black Panther Party. Let's get this straight. The Panthers were about self-defense, self-determination, and self-sufficiency. They started a free breakfast program feeding over 20,000 kids a day before the U.S. government even thought about it. They created free health clinics testing Black folks for sickle cell anemia when hospitals refused to serve us. They built community schools that actually taught Black children their real history, not that enslaved and grateful nonsense. They weren't about hating white people. They were about loving Black people. And that's dangerous to a system that profits off of Black oppression. Remember, J. Edgar Hoover said the biggest threat to America was Negro unity. Now let me put you up on game. The FBI had a whole operation dedicated to destroying the Panthers. It was called COINTELPRO, Counterintelligence Program. And what was their mission? To prevent the rise of the Black Messiah. Their words, not mine. They infiltrated the Panthers. They sent in spies, informants, and straight-up agents to create chaos and confusion. They locked up leaders on fake charges. Huey Newton, Bobby Seale, Geronimo Pratt, all thrown in jail on trumped-up cases. They assassinated Fred Hampton, a 21-year-old Panther leader, while he was asleep. Now let's talk about Fred Hampton for a second. He was the chairman of the Chicago Black Panthers and a powerful young leader. But the government saw him as a threat because he was uniting Black, Latino, and poor white communities under one cause. So what did the FBI do? They drugged him, they stormed his apartment in the middle of the night, and they shot him to death while he slept next to his pregnant fiancée. The cops fired 99 shots, and the Panthers fired 1. Why? Because Fred Hampton wasn't just talking about a revolution. He was building.
Now imagine this. The idea of unifying people, feeding kids, and standing up for your rights is so radical that the federal government will do everything in their power to divide, to tear down, to murder, and to pillage. These are the people who are running this country to this day. What does all this mean? Ladies and gentlemen, it means to be woke. Don't fall for the okie doke. Fight, unite. Let me tell you what they don't want us to do. They don't want us to work together, so practice collective economics. They want to see us kill each other, so let's stop the black on black crime. And they want to see us broke and continue to do whatever you can to build wealth. The Black Panthers left a blueprint that is vital to our community. So we got to stay vigilant. We got to stay woke, wealthy, outstanding, knowledgeable, and empowered. And drop a black fist in the comments and share this with someone who needs to know this Black History gem.